Hey, Murray here, and I wanted to take you through how to set up your EMC inside of Experiencify. What I have here in my account is the Unlimited Free Leads course that you have already gone through, hopefully, and I've made a template version of that called Expiring Mini Course Template. And I've replaced all of my Unlimited Free Leads specific content with placeholder and generic content. So you can replace it very easily and see what needs to be replaced. And today I want to show you behind the scenes of this templated version of UFL so you can see how to set this up for yourself. And also I'll be making it available for you to copy into your own account as well. Okay. First thing, before we click into the template, I want to first cover one setup task that you need to do before you get started setting up your EMC. And that is, I want you to set up a few tags. And you can think of tags as little pieces of information that you can attach to student records, which track their activity, track their process, track their progress, and other kinds of things like that. So let me click into the account area and then into tags. And I want to zoom in on a few of the tags that you're going to need as you set up your EMC. And I'm going to highlight them here real quick. So there's only going to be 6 tags that you need. And I'm going to go through them one by one and explain what they do. And then I'm going to go back into the template and then walk you through each step of the template. And then when I show you how the tags integrate with that, you will get the picture of how all of that works. First of all, EMC completed. This is a tag or a post-it note that we apply to a student once they finish the entire EMC, okay? So we've got a trigger in the back end which looks out for when a student finishes the course. And when they do, we apply that tag to their account. So we know which students have completed the EMC and which haven't, okay? Next tag is gave feedback. Now we have a step inside the EMC where we ask students to give feedback on their takeaways so far in the EMC. And in exchange for that feedback, we give them access to the bonuses. As soon as they submit their feedback, I apply the gave feedback tag. And that's the tag that allows me to give them the bonuses or make the bonuses available to them. Okay, so that's another automation that I'm going to show you later. EMC lesson complete. I can't quite select it properly. Lesson complete. So lesson 1 complete is a tag that we apply automatically once the student finishes lesson 1. EMC lesson 2 complete. So that's a tag that a student will automatically get once they complete lesson 2. EMC not completed. This is a tag that students receive immediately they register to get access to the EMC. So we want to mark every single student that requests access as not completed yet. And then once they get to the stage of having completed it, then we remove the not completed tag and then we added the completed tag. So that allows us to track which students have completed and which students haven't yet, okay? And then unsuspend. So this is a tag I'll get into right at the end that allows me to reactivate access for students who got locked out of the EMC when they didn't complete it in time, okay? So just put a pin in all of these. Just remember that we've got these 6 tags. That's not too many, but we're going to be using each of these along the way as we set up your EMC, okay? So as part of the template, you're going to get these tags automatically created in your account when you copy the template over, okay? So click into courses, and then I'm going to click into Expiring Mini Course Template. In step 1, I'm going to go through each of these steps one by one, and we're starting here in step 1, obviously. So step 1, Expiring Mini Course Template, replace that with your EMC name. EMC template, just replace that with your EMC name as well, and replace this with a description of your EMC. Course payment options, so leave this blank if you want your EMC to be freely available to students. If not, you can add a price, and also you can add a coupon if you wanted to do it that way, which means that people can still get free access if they type in the coupon. That is one way to go as well. I've tried doing that as well, but in general, I just give free access. Add course content. So this is where your EMC training content lives, and in this version, which I've taken from UFL. There's only 3 trainings in this mini course, training 1, 2, and 3. And training 1 is where I describe the big problem I want to solve in this mini course. Training 2 is where I describe the solution, which was, hey, this new idea about expiring mini courses. And then training 3 is where I go a bit more advanced and also make a next step offer to folks who go through UFL. I'm going to click into each one of these and show you how it's set up. But you can see straight away that there's 9 points here associated with this training content. So let me click into that. Lesson 1 name goes here. Replace that with your lesson 1 name. And then release timing. This one is set up to release immediately. So this means this training will be available immediately the student logs in. Actions and points. I've got 2 actions here for every lesson in the EMC. And they're basically the same. First one is watched video, where we give people 1 point for watching the video. And you want to replace this with this action notes area with the description of what was covered in the lesson. Okay, so in today's session, we discovered, and replace that with your description. And then that's all you have to do. And then in action 2, replace the action name with your action name. So in general, action 2 is where you give people something to do after they've watched the training. Action 1 is always they check it off because they watched it. And action 2 is where somebody implements or does some homework or somehow puts into action what they learned in the lesson. So you want to replace this action with the name of the thing they'll be doing, and then replace this description. Replace me here with a 5 to 10 minute action item. So you want to come up with an action item that will take 5 to 10 minutes to do. So just follow these instructions to replace that. And then this one is 2 points. And that's all the action items we have for lesson number 1. Okay, there are no downloads here, just the video and then the actions. You want to replace this video with your EMC lesson 1 video. Okay, so close. Lesson 2. Replace training name with your lesson 2 name. Media, replace the video with your lesson 2 video. Release timing. Now this one is set up to release 1 day after somebody enrolls for the EMC. So if they don't take any action at all, then this training will release 1 day after they enroll, no matter what. But we have this binge mode option here, which means that as soon as somebody finishes lesson 1, then the system will override this release requirement, and that will automatically release lesson 2 to the student straight away. Because we've seen that allowing people to get access to content that was locked actually motivates them to go and want to do it straight away. And if you've been through UFL, you know that this is called the Zeigarnik effect. And that's when somebody just wants to finish that last to-do item or that last thing before they log off. So this gives them that one last thing to do before they log off. Actions and points, watched video, same thing, watched it. And then in today's session, we discovered and replaced this with a description of what was covered. And then lesson 2, it's a little different. Basically, we want them to share their feedback and get their bonuses. So you want to have some bonuses available to them for going through the EMC, but you want to make them contingent on giving you some feedback. And this is a great way to get people to share with you their takeaways, their honest thoughts, and also to gather testimonials for marketing your EMC and marketing your product. So here I've written, let me know in the text box your takeaways on what you've discovered so far and what it's going to mean to you in your business or your life, and what do you commit to making happen in the next week. And when you do, you'll receive immediate access to an amazing array of bonuses I have for you today right below this box. And then once somebody checks this off, gets their 2 points, then we've got this action here which says add tag when checked off. So when they check it off, they're going to get this tag, which is EMC gave feedback. And you will remember at the start of the video, I showed you the tag. This is one of the 6 tags I showed you. And we add that tag to the student once they give us feedback. Now I'll show you in a second what we do with this tag. But for now, I want to finish off going through the lesson content. In lesson 3 name goes here. Lesson video file, replace this with your video file. Lesson release timing. Again, this one is set to drip after 2 days, but the binge mode will release it if they complete lesson number 2. Actions and points, watched video. Same thing as lessons 1 and 2. and then replace with the name of action. So this one is the same as lesson 1. You want to replace this with what's their homework, what's the implementation item, give it a name, and then describe what it is you want them to do here in the notes. And then once they check it off, they get 2 points. Next thing I want to show you is step 5. I'm going to come back to step 4 after this, but first of all, step 5, this is where the automations and the celebrations happen. Okay, so the first thing to show you is celebrations, and these are full screen animations that play to students once they hit certain key moments of the EMC, and they function as pattern interrupts that disrupt the students' expectations of what was about to happen and makes them really pay attention and become super focused, which is where you want the student to be mentally as they go through your content. Now this first one plays when the student first logs into the EMC. So let me play this for you. Okay, so that is the first celebration that we have here. Second celebration plays when the student finishes the first training in the EMC. You can see it says here, first training down. Way to go. If I open that up, the trigger event is training. You can see the trigger event is once lesson 1 is completed, then this celebration will play. The third celebration plays once the student finishes all the content in the EMC. You can see it says course completed. The trigger is course completed, and here's what it looks like. Now the next thing to show you is the experience engine. And this is the automations part of Experiencify that really makes the experience come alive for students. Now, each one of these boxes that you can see here, we call an experience. The first one that we see here, you can see it says when user added to this course. That is the starting condition for this experience. And if I open this up, you can see there's a bunch of different actions sitting inside this experience. When the user is added to this course, then these actions will play out one by one. So the first thing that happens is the student gets an email welcoming them to the EMC. So if I click on that, you'll see here is the email content. And as you can see, I'm using tokens here inside the email. So it says course name, your first name, your last name. So these will automatically fill in with the real data. But you can, of course, replace these fields with, or these tokens with any value you want. You can completely change the subject line if you want, completely change the name of the person sending the email. It's up to you. You can see there's another token here, hey, first name. And then I've got some placeholder content in here, and I've tried to boldface in emails and SMSs whenever I use the placeholder content that you need to update yourself. So you can see the email says you're just a few short days away from, and then replace with benefit of mini course. So you want to replace that with information about what is the benefit that somebody will get once they finish that mini course. So you can just overwrite that with the benefit of your mini course right there. So this link here is already set to magic link. So that is the magic link that gets students straight into the mini course. And then we talk about the use it or lose it condition here. You don't have to change any of this. We've got another link, magic link, that goes into the mini course, and then the login info, and then get started right away and replace with benefit of mini course. Replace that with your benefit, and then you can update this with your name or just leave this, and it will use the name that we have in your account area. That is all you need to do. Update that. The SMS is if they provided a phone number as they registered for the mini course, they will send them an SMS saying first name, welcome to course name, a revolutionary new way to, and replace with a benefit of a mini course. Again, replace that. You don't have to replace the token here or the token there, just this one here. And then after the SMS, then we add that. This is the second of the tags that I showed you, the EMC not completed tag. And actually, I might drag that up here. So this is a tag that we apply to all students as they join the course, because we want to track, as I said, who has completed the course and who hasn't. So everyone at the start has not completed the course. So we wait 2 days after that. And then after 2 days, if somebody hasn't yet finished the course, then we start to send them the warning emails. So you can see this one here is a warning. Today's the last day. And this is assuming that your mini course is 3 days long, okay? So if yours is, say, 5 days long, you want to set this to wait 4 days, because on day 1, they get the welcome email, and then 4 days later, they get the warning email saying you're going to lose access. Inside the warning email, it says, warning, today's the last day. It's got your name in there. Hey, first name, heads up, today's the last day. You'll have access to course name, mini course, where I'm revealing, and again, replace this with the benefit of your mini course. As a quick reminder, it's use it or lose it. So you don't really need to change any of this. It's all pretty placeholder. It's all pretty useful content that you can just keep. The magic link, which gets them back into the mini course. And then it says your access will expire in 12 hours from now and counting. We also send them an SMS to remind them that they're going to lose access. So you can see here it says urgent, today's the last day, you'll have access to course name unless you consume it. There's just 1 hour of content. You can replace that one with, if you have 2 hours or whatever. And then by the end you'll have and replace this with the benefit of your mini course forever, I guarantee it. Jump back in here and the magic link will auto replace with their link. And then we wait 12 hours. Tick, 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 tick. And then after that it says urgent, 6 hours before you lose access. So there's just 6 hours to go if you want to keep access to course name. If you are struggling to and replace this with the problem you solve, then do not miss this opportunity to discover a brand new revolutionary method for and then replace this with the benefit of your mini course. There's just X minutes of content. I guarantee it'll change everything in your life or business, life and business. Just customize this text as you like, and then jump back in now before you lose access. There's the magic link, and then to your success, change the sign up or whatever you want to do with the rest of the email. And then we wait 6 hours, and then we send them a warning email. Again, 3 hours left to keep access. Warning, 3 hours left to keep course name, and then there's another replace with the problem you solve, replace with the benefit of your mini course. And then I guarantee it'll absolutely replace with another short benefit of the mini course. And then that's it. Wait 3 hours. And then finally, we suspend them from the course. So I've got this suspend action, which suspends them from expiring mini course template. And then it says, oh no, your access to course name has been suspended. So this is the message students will see if they try to log back into the EMC after they've been suspended. If you are close to finishing and would like us to reset up your account so you can get the benefit of this content, then just drop me an email and replace that with your email address. If you want to do that, I highly recommend it, simply because you have a lot of people usually wanting to get back in and wanting to finish the content if you've done a good job. So after the suspend message is set up, then what we do is we wait 2 weeks just to kind of give them a bit of time to forget about the mini course. And then after that, we silently unsuspend them from the mini course. And then we send them another email. And then we send them another email. And then finally, we send them an email asking them if this is still a priority for them. So here's the email. It says, hey, first name, is this still a priority for you? A few weeks ago, you put up your hand to get access to course name. Is solving this problem, and I want you to replace that with the problem you're solving, still a priority for you? If so, then you still have just enough time to get back in before I start charging $1.99. Here's a link to pick up where you left off. This is their magic link. And there's one more best practice that I want to share with you that I've literally added in the last 2 days since I started recording this video. And that is we've added a few extra steps after we send them there. Is this still a priority for you email? So if you remember, we reverse the suspension, we unsuspend them, we send them there, is this still a priority for you? And then before, we were waiting a few days and then just suspending them again. I've added a few extra steps here that I think will be very effective in getting people to consume the course. And then we wait 2 days and 6 hours before we send another email. And what that does is it waits until 6 hours after midnight, 2 days later, before it sends the email. Midnight is timed based on the time zone set in your account. 2 days later, after we unsuspend them, we send them an urgent email saying 6 hours before you lose access. And in that email, we remind them there's 6 hours to go before you lose access again. So the word again is there. And then if you want big Y in your life business, then this is the sign you'll be waiting for. Course name is still the best way to achieve, and then replace that with the big Y and mini course benefit that you are giving to people. And then there's a link here, which gets them back into the course. It's their magic link. And then we say there's just X minutes of content. It'll change everything for you, just like it's doing for these folks. And I recommend putting in some testimonials or success stories. If you have some, put them into this email and then just sign off the email. That's it. Update that. Then we wait 6 hours and then we resuspend them from the course. So that is the one change I've made since I started recording this video. I've just added one extra email before we resuspend them. And that's probably going to have a measurable effect on the amount of people who take action before they lose access a second time. So welcome to this final part in this how-to video on how to set up your own EMC. To get started here, we're going to customize our course pages. And there are only 3 pages that we need to customize in order to get our EMC up and running. Those are the home page, this single training page, and the order form. And luckily in this template, I've created these pages for you. They're set up, they're ready to go. And let me dig in, let me go straight to the home page and I will walk you through each of the 3 pages step by step. So to access your home page, come down to step 4, look for the home item and then click edit. So I've set this up to be completely ready to use apart from a few pieces of placeholder content. The countdown at the top is set to 3 days. You want to change that to match the length of your EMC. You do that here with edit content and then come down to open up countdown and then come down to update. Congrats. First name, you made it. Welcome to course name. You might want to replace this image with an image of yourself or a video if you wanted to do that. We highly recommend putting that big Y video on the home page of your mini course. So next up, we've got the free bonuses block. And if I click on this eyeball icon, you can see it says showing to students with tags, EMC gave feedback. And that's the tag, if you remember, we give to students once they give feedback. And the next block is the special offer block where you talk about the paid next step offer that you have for people once they finish. And I've got the offer name here, replace that with your offer name and then replace this with a description of your next step offer. You can link this button to your sales page or your order form, wherever you want to link, you can do that. And if I click on the eyeball icon, you can see that it is set to show to students with tags EMC completed. And you'll recall that we set that up in the Experience engine earlier. And the next block is the block that students see as soon as they enroll in the mini course. So they see the countdown, they see the big Y video or the image here, and then they don't see this, they don't see that because they don't have those tags yet. And then they see this, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is in just 3 or X days, replace me with your big Y benefit. In just 3 days, discover the whatever it is the big Y benefit of your EMC is. And then as an example, my big Y was discover and implement a revolutionary new approach to lead generation that's up to 100 times more effective and profitable than your current lead magnet approach. So that was my big Y, and I had that here in my action block. So when students click this off, they get that 1 point and they roll straight into the first training that is available to them. So you don't have to change this at all. So now I'm going to click over to the single training page. So this is the page that displays the training content. So once people click through on a training, this is the page template that is used. So I've got the countdown here at the top here again, and so you change the countdown to match the amount of days in your EMC. So this block is a custom block with some JavaScript in it that you can actually leave if you want, and it renders as a progress bar for the student. So when they get 50% of the way through, it's got a bar that would go 50% or halfway along. So that's a nice visual indication for the student of how far along they are in the mini course. And I've got the progress bar set up to show only to students once they've finished lesson 1 in the EMC, simply because I don't want anyone to ever see a 0% complete progress bar because it's kind of demotivating. So that's why I set this block to only show to people who've already finished 1/3 of the mini course. Training name, training description, and the video, you can leave this all as it is. And then underneath that, we've got the action blocks. So this block will show the actions for each individual training. It will switch out this placeholder data with the real action content. Then underneath here, these are the same 2 blocks as on the homepage. The bonuses block, that is going to appear only to students who have got the gave feedback tag. And then we've got the special offer, next step offer block, and that's only visible to students when they've completed the EMC. And this block will show the next available training to the student. So once they finish the current training, don't forget that binge mode will unlock the next training in the EMC. So this will go from available tomorrow to, guess what? The training is now available as soon as they finish the previous lesson. And the final page to show you is the order form. So this is the order form that gets students into your mini course. So you can use this exactly as is, just change the name of your mini course here and change the first sentence, which is talking about the benefit of your expiring mini course. Everything else you can keep it as is. And there's one last bit here, benefit goes here. So by enrolling, you're signifying agreement to the use it or lose it, and then which could instantly, and then the benefit of your EMC. Replace this with your own image, and then underneath here, this will automatically update with the name of your course, and then replace this text underneath with a very quick restatement of the benefit of going through the mini course. So that's it. Those are the only 3 pages that you will need in order to get your EMC up and running, generating unlimited free leads for your business forever. I hope this video is helpful. You got a lot out of it. And if you have any questions, let us know. We're here to help. And we're super excited that you're interested in trying out these ideas. So thanks so much. I've been Murray Gray, and we're looking forward to seeing you again.